Tuesday night. It used to be Monday night for the people tuning in, but I have switched it to Tuesday night. A lot of the viewers said Tuesday night works a lot better. So here we are, my regularly scheduled live, where we talk about all things fitness, all things mindset, all things diet, all things sports psychology, all things personal excellence. And today, we are going to talk about the 3 keys to transforming your body. On my online program, we're about to launch another strength series. It's a series designed to get people in the best shape of their lives. And it's the question everybody has: how do I transform my body? You see, we're all sitting at home. We all want to be superheroes. We all want to look like A-list movie stars. I mean, even beyond that, we all want to feel better. We all want to be happy. We want to have a better love life. We want to be better for our partner. We want to enjoy life more. We want excitement. All right. And here's the deal with working out. The process of transforming your body, it doesn't just affect the outside. Like, you'd think we're talking about abs, we're talking about pecs, we're talking about shoulders, we're talking about biceps, things like that. But the process of transforming your body, I've seen people get more confident. I've seen people find that happiness that has eluded them. I've seen people develop the courage to ask for the raise they deserve, to ask their partner for what they want. Like, I've seen people change their lives from the inside out, and not just A-list actors, not just NFL athletes, not just NBA athletes, not just tier 1 assets in the United States military. And by the way, I've worked with all of those types of people, regular people like you and I, right? So let's talk the 3 keys to transforming your body. You don't want to miss this. XA Eubanks, welcome back to the show. You've been here the last couple. I really, really appreciate your support. Speaking of support, we got to get this out of the way. Comment. That's a big one. Rick Sexton, how are you? Thank you for saying hi. I want every single person on this live to comment. Let's push the algorithm through the roof. I want you to like the stream if that's the thing. I want you to share it with your friends. I want supers. Supers don't just put money in my pocket. They help tell the algorithm that this is a live people want to see. It also allows me to make more and better content. Making content is not easy. It's a full-time job. And like, listen, guys, I'm really trying to do the best I can, but I want to do more. Imagine what I could do with a Mr. Beast type budget. That's got to start somewhere, and it starts with those supers, also memberships to the channel. You do all those things for me, especially the comments, because the best part of the comments are 100% free. I don't even care if you're like Steve and Jesse here just trolling. It boosts the algorithm. So let's go. I'll answer the questions that are reasonable and make sense, all right? Because we're here for some semblance of professionalism. Everyone's here, I would assume, because they want to be better. So there you have it. That's my preamble. I got a little protein shake. I actually worked out today. Had a sauna. I say I actually worked out, like that's a thing. I worked out twice today, like I always do. I did jiu-jitsu. You could count that as a 3rd workout. I got world championships coming up this weekend. I actually compete on Friday, so it should be a blast. Truthfully, I'm okay with the gi. It's black belt world championships for masters. I'm way better in no gi. Like, if you look at my results no gi over the past decade, way, way better than in a gi. At Worlds, I've won a World Master Black Belt Championship at no gi. I've never been on the podium for gi, so it's a huge challenge, and I really, really like it. I enjoy the no gi stuff. Don't get me wrong, because I'm really good at it from years of fighting in the UFC, but the gi is a real challenge, and we need that. Like, as people, right? We got to be challenged. We got to put ourselves in positions where we're not that great. All right. So there we go. Anthony Smith, what's up? Bald is beautiful, my friend. Jason Statham, The Rock, Bobby Maximus, just beautiful. Johnny Sins, beautiful people. All right. Greg Steers, I don't know if you're setting me up for a trap. So I don't know about that, but happy birthday. TL31854, what's a good protein shake for me? I'll tell you my favorite. Cold coffee, a little bit of raw milk. If you're lactose or whatever, don't use the milk. Some MCT. The brand I really like is Bubs. a vanilla or cinnamon flavored protein powder, a little bit of Madagascar vanilla, put some ice in it, shake it up. It's literally, you could sell that for 15 bucks to hot moms at Starbucks. Like, it is the best drink you can imagine. Trust me on that. Cinnamon, a little bit of salt. Oh, Malden salt, like the flaky salt the chefs use, makes it a whole different thing. It's absolutely unreal. So, I promised you some advice. Let's talk about the 3 keys to transforming your body, the 3 secrets, if you will. So the first thing that I want you to get through your head before this whole preamble, if you tuned in for some magic food, for some magic workout, for some nonsense, there are no secrets. There are no hacks. There are no 3 easy payments of $9.99. There are no magic pills. There are some specific things that you can do, but none of them are going to be easy. Like when you see the transformation that Vincent Regan made for 300, incredible. When you see Ryan Reynolds' body, right? And I know Ryan's trainer, Don Saladino. When you look at what Henry Cavill did, when you look at what The Rock does, like, this isn't easy. If it was that easy, everybody would do it. Everybody would look like that. Let's just be clear. So never mind your secrets, your magic pills. Like, even people that go on TRT, you don't just all of a sudden get more fit, right? You got to put in a lot of work. So let's just lay that foundation right now as a blanket rule. Demoy, Sacha Baron Cohen revolver, great example, incredible transformation. And people talk TRT, Ozempic, blah, 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 blah. The guy had to get in the gym and work his tail off, all right? Demoy, I'm a 6-foot Indian boy who's been training for about a year. I do about 125 push-ups a day along with 32 pull-ups and some leg days. Any advice on getting better? Well, coincidentally, Demoy, this is the advice you need. These 3 things. This is going to help you, all right? So, the number 1, by the way, XA Eubanks, thank you for the super, the algorithm boosting super. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you for your support over the last couple of weeks. It's meant the world to me, all right? Like, genuinely, all right? I've been fortunate enough that fitness has changed my life, allowed me to fight in the UFC, allowed me to write for Men's Health, allows me to speak all over the world, allows me to do some really fun things. So I'm really, really grateful for that, okay? Now, the first thing, the first secret is consistency. And I know that doesn't sound like a secret, but a lot of you are not as consistent as you believe. Time for school. Break out your calculators so you know I'm not lying, but let's have a talk. There's 7 days in a week. That's 7 chances to show up for yourself, okay? If you show up 1 day a week, 14% of the time you show up. Like 14.5, 14.8, something like that. You can pull the numbers up on a calculator. Anyone that's on here, you got a calculator, you can pull that number up. Now, we talk about showing up. You got to show up in all aspects. You got to work out, you got to eat right, you got to sleep right. You got to hit those 3 things. So if you do that 1 out of 7 days, you're showing up 14% of the time. If you work out but treat your body like an amusement park, you got one hand down your pants, you got the other hand in a bag of Doritos, drinking soda, like, that's not consistent. Like, that day's a wash, okay? And I'm not even saying you have to work out hard every day, but you got to do some form of physical activity every day. You got to do some form of recovery every day. Like, you got to hit these 3 facets, all right? If you show up 2 out of 7 days, and that's a lot of the world, like a lot of, actually, I shouldn't even say a lot of the world. A lot of the world doesn't even train twice a week. But if you put in 2 days of real solid effort across all broad modal domains, time categories, areas, whatever you want to call it, right? 28%. 3 days a week. And that seems to be the gold standard for a lot of people. Real Deal Prime, that's right. Gym, food, sleep, the 3 things. But if you show up, Chief Mike, hello, if you show up 3 days a week for yourself and hit all facets, and that seems to be the gold standard. A lot of people cannot do that. 3 days a week means you are, quote unquote, super dedicated. Do you know you're only showing up 42% of the time, it's literally a failing grade. You get an F. You crush it in your nutrition. You crush it in your sleep. You crush it in your workout every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. That is a failing grade. Let's be clear about that. The numbers don't lie. Science is science. Math is math. You can have whatever feelings, whatever perception you want. Negative. Okay? 42%. Real Deal Prime, the whole Mike Menser thing. First of all, I think Mike's off base. I don't think he got to be Mike Menser by working out 4 times a week for like 20 to 30 minutes. Let's be clear on that. Number 2, he may have had some chemical help. Number 3, his idea of intensity is different than your idea of intensity. And I'm not saying you, Real Deal Prime, because you may work really, really hard. But like when you're at that level and you have thousands of hours of experience under your belt, you can go in and get a shocking amount of work done in 30 minutes. And then you can tell people, oh, hey, I only work out 4 days a week and this is going to work for you. Do you think the person that's 80 pounds overweight can do 4 30-minute workouts a week and really, really wake up looking like Mike Menser? Like, get out of here with that. And I can't stand the people that reference that because they want to make the process easier. You got to do this every single day. Let's just be clear. Demoy, that's a good point. If you overload yourselves, you may fall sick. That's why I'm saying in balance. You don't have to crush the weights every day, but you can walk, you can swim, you can do some recovery stuff, you could do some restorative stuff, you could do a mobility workout. You know what I mean? So let's say you show up, Real Deal. I just addressed that. Recovery days. Recovery days can be very beneficial. And so, yeah, maybe you work out 5 days a week and you have 2 recovery days. But you know what recovery days are not? Binge watching The Hunting Wives, binge watching Love Island, binge watching The Witcher, Ancient Aliens, like whatever you like, sticking your hand down your pants, eating Doritos, watching football for 12 hours, being more interested in your fantasy football league than you are your own fitness. That's what people look at as recovery days. That's not a recovery day. You know what's a recovery day? An hour swim, an hour walk, an hour bike, going for a hike, doing again a mobility class, like a Legree class, a yoga class, like a stretch class, like something, just to be clear. So now let's say, and by the way, that counts as showing up for yourself an hour walk if you eat right and sleep right too. And I'm going to address the infamous Sunday in a minute. So now let's say you show up 4 days a week. 57%. Honest show of hands in the comments. Yes or no. Get prepared to comment. I want to see every one of you people. I was going to say a really bad word that the initials are MF, but YouTube might cancel me. Every one of you, I need to see a yes or a no. Do you think a 57% effort, showing up for yourself 4 days a week, 57%, do you think that's a good effort? Yes or no? 57%. Be honest. Yes or no? You think Tom Brady says, I'm going to give it 57% this season? Was that what he was doing when he was playing football? No. You are right, Rick Trey. You think LeBron James says, hey, I'm going to give it 57%? Let's go. Yes or no? Is 50? There should be way more people commenting. Okay? Let's go. You're not just here to watch. You're here to contribute to society. Do you think 57% loud for the people in the back? Do you think that is a good effort? Rick Trey says no. Real Deal Prime says no. Abella Barbie says no. Welcome back to the show, Abella Barbie. Revolver says no. Demoy says no. Eubanks says no. Everybody says no. Like, do we have one yes that says 57% is good? Like, do people actually believe that a 57% effort in anything is good? I want to see more answers. There's a lot of people watching. I see the numbers. We should have like hundreds of yeses and nos up here. If you are not answering, answer right now. Is a 57% effort good? Yes or no? And while we wait for those answers to come in, Real Dale Prime, when is a good time to stretch and is it recommended? Now, for somebody like me that does a lot of jiu-jitsu, no, I don't need extra stretching. For somebody like me that does a functional program with a lot of what I'll call dynamic stretching and movement patterns built in, reversed lunges. You ever do Bulgarian split squats to a deficit? It's like a stretch. An overhead squat is like a stretch. You don't need to stretch. If you do a lot of bodybuilding, typical like tight machines, you probably need to stretch. The best time is after your workout or in the afternoon, the night where you're watching TV, when you're getting ready for bed, things like that. John Pyman, Maximus member, says no. Excellent. Abella Barbie, it is an F on any type of test, so resounding no. Abella Barbie, I like you. Can we be best friends? I love the way you just put that. Revolver, couldn't look my kid in the eye and expect straight A's from them and not give 100% myself. You are right. Singing, dancing, muscle man. Greetings, everyone just tuning in. Welcome back. Thanks for being a longtime supporter. Here's the question. 4 out of 7 days a week. You sleep right, you eat right, you work out, you do whatever. That means you showed up 57% of the time. Is that a good number? Yes or no? That's the question. All right? Now, let's say you show up 5 days a week. And I want to be clear about this. In society, let me grab a shake. I am burning through a lot of protein on this rant. All right, let's have a chat. If you show up 5 days a week, you're obsessed. You're working out Monday to Friday. You're crushing it. Rick Trey, that logic does not work with me. I got to address that. Sure, it beats the people that show up once or twice a week, but like, what are you comparing yourself to? That's like when you eat a bag of Doritos and you drink 4 liters of soda a day and you're like, well, at least I don't do drugs. Like, it's just that's the bar for mediocrity. Demoy. David Goggins says we're always are at only 42% at every taste. There's more to put in. I got to tell you, I don't like the whole David Goggins thing. He's done some impressive stuff, but this wake up at 4:30, chew people's faces off, wake up at 5:36, whatever, do 1,000,000 pull-ups, blah, 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 blah. Meanwhile, you skip out on some of life's greatest responsibilities. I'm just like, not a fan, man. Seems like somebody's not doing the hard things. I'm just putting that out there. You could look that stuff up, but it's just like, it's too much for me. The rah, 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 I'm an alpha male, I'm a lion, I'm a wolf, I'm a megalodon, I'm a T-Rex, I'm gonna chew your face off, I'm a hard ever effort. Like, dude, just like, stop. Please, I've had enough of it, all right? My favorite shampoo brand, well, clearly I don't use any, but thank you for that. All right. Now, here's the deal. 5 days a week. You are obsessed. You are going after it. You are, what's up, Bob Max? What's up to you? You're the people, your friends talk about you behind your back and say you have a problem. All right? And yes, singing, dancing, muscle man, it's always some predator. I'm a wolf. The sheep don't get it. Meanwhile, you can't walk up a flight of stairs without getting winded. Like, I'm just tired of the garbage, dude. You know what I mean? And actually, I'll say this. David Goggins has done a ton of impressive stuff. S. Davis with the super. Thank you for coming through. David Goggins has done a ton of impressive stuff, no doubt. But it's not even David that's the problem, right? It's the people at home. The fat dude who's 30 pounds overweight. He's got the rattlesnake t-shirt. He's out of breath. No one's going to fight me. Pew, pew. The dude who thinks he can beat a UFC fighter Why would just, if we were in a street fight, that Casmet, yeah, whatever, fake black belt, that wrestling stuff wouldn't work on me, man. I'll punch him right in his throat, right in his eye. That wrestling stuff, he couldn't hold me down. Yeah, okay, you know what Casmet would do to you? He would hold you down and poke you in the forehead with your own finger. You can't even get up a flight of stairs without being out of breath, and you're going to beat Casmet. Okay. Or, right, the South African guy that Casmet beat DP. Really? Oh, Casmet controlled him. You see what he did to him? I would just own his South African butt. Get out of here. That man would murder you and everyone you know in under a minute. So, like, let's stop. These fake alphas, I can't stand them. You know what I mean? A lot of talk, a lot of hot air, a lot of wind, nothing else. Jennifer Longville, Bob Max, the best personal trainer. Well, thank you. We can be best friends too. I need ab friends. You are in the right place. Demoy, I go live every Tuesday. All right? Okay, so 5 days a week, back to the script. You think you're the most dedicated person on the face of the earth. People make fun of you. People call you obsessed. All the things. You know what effort that is? Someone run the number for me. I know what the number is, but I want you to run the number. Put it in the comments. If you show up 5 out of 7 days, run the percent. 5 divided by 7. Society says you're obsessed. You work out Monday to Friday. Your friends say stuff behind your back. Your whole identity is fitness. You're a weirdo. You use that creatine, that protein powder. Probably on something else. 5 out of 7 days. Run the percentage. Rick Trey, 71%. That's an accurate number. Rick, just for scientific purposes, did you use a calculator for that? Did you guess or did you use a calculator, my friend? Because I want to know if that's a real number. I know it's a real number, but I just want to make sure for everyone who's listening that they know it's a real number. Because 5 days a week is obsessed by today's societal standards. 71%. Rick Trey, come on. Calculator, good, right? Was it 71 even, or was there some like decimal points there? Because science matters. Rick was grinding off to find that number. Stayed off chat for a while. I love it. But tell me, Rick, what's the exact number? Like down to the decimal point, right? Give me a couple of decimals, like 71.2, 71.3, 71.5. Like, what is it? Tell me. Because I got to know, 5 out of 7 people think you're obsessed. 71.428%. Now we are getting scientific. Now we are talking. So here's my question. And Rick, you could be the first person to answer this. And anyone else wants to jump in the line. 5 out of 7 days, society looks at you as obsessed. People talk behind your back. They think your whole identity is wrapped up in fitness and you have no life. Is that the equivalent of 71%? Does that sound like 71%? Do you think the late, great Kobe Bryant gave it his best 71%? You think Michael Jordan in the playoffs gave him his best 71%? You think LeBron James has only given it 71.428% to basketball? You think that's the effort Tiger Woods put into golf? You think Jeff Bezos said, man, I'm going to work 71% and I'm going to make Amazon the biggest company in the world? You think the CEO of Google gives it a, good 71% every day? Like, I'm almost choking. I can't even, get this out. 71% is trash. But by today's standards, let's be clear, if you show up 5 out of 7 days, you're obsessed. You have a problem. No, you give it 71%. Like, that's what the kids call mid. I'll call my kid up right now. He's Gen Z. He's Gen Alpha, like whatever that is. 71%. You know what he's going to call that? Mid. Mid, 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 mid. Mid squared, mid cubed, mid times infinity. Like, it's mid. 71% is mid. Abella, it is so mid, 71%. Abella, let me ask you a question. You got a partner, a spouse, a boyfriend, a girlfriend? Are you single? Let me know, because I'm going to ask you a funny question. So let me know, Abella. I'm picking on people in the chat today. Give me some personal details. Are you single? You got a partner? You got a spouse? No, I am in law school grinding. So are you single? That's the question. We're going to make this funny. Because you said 71% wasn't mid, so we're going to find out. Okay, so you're single. So Abella, bear with me. By the way, law school's not easy, so congrats on that. You go on a date, Abella. You go on Hinge, you go on Bumble, you go on like Tinder, like whatever. You go on a little date. And someone can Yelp you, like someone can rate your date. And after 100 dates, right, people were giving you a 71%. Like, how was your date on a scale of 0 to 100? Yeah, it was 71%. You going to be proud of that? You going to be happy? Are you like the most dateable of the dateable? Or do you think 71% is kind of mid? If you see a guy online, he's got like a cute little profile picture, he's got like a whole thing, and he's like, I'm going to give you the best 71% of your life. You think that's good? I'm saying that's kind of mid or kind of average. Now let's talk about law school. 71% a good grade. So there's three things here. There's bad, there's mid, and there's good. Is 71%, Abella, is 71% a bad grade? Answer the question. Is 71% bad? John David Mincer was an awesome dude. He was a little eccentric, but generally gave good advice. Train hard, rest. The advice, I think, is there. It's the way people interpret it, to be fair. Mike Mincer fans are the same to me as like David Goggins fans, right? It's like the people, certain people, right? So Abella says, I have never received such a low grade. So resounding, yes. So 71% you think is bad? So we're saying 71% is lower than mid. Because here's what I was thinking. 71% is not a bad grade, but it's not a good grade either. Therefore, it falls into mid. See the logic here? But if you show up 5 days a week, society thinks you are hitting it hard. So now 6 days a week. You work out, you got your nutrition dialed, you got your sleep dialed. That's 85%. Now we're talking, right? But even 85%, that's kind of like the minimum effort. I don't think LeBron gives it 85%. Bella, I don't think you'd be happy with an 85 on a test from the sounds of you. I think you want like a 90. I don't think you want an 85. So even 6 days a week, like that's 85%. I don't think LeBron James gave it 85%. I think he gave it close to 100. I think Kobe gave it close to 100. I think Jordan gave it close to 100. I think Michael Phelps gave it close to 100. I think Jeff Bezos gave it close to 100. Like I don't think they gave 85%. Let's just be clear. So now 7 days a week. 7 days a week hits you 100. That's what we're talking. That's consistency. And now listen, maybe on the Sunday, your nutrition isn't perfect. So maybe you hit 92% or 93%. Maybe the workout wasn't perfect. You hit 92 or 93%. Maybe sleep's not perfect, right? But you got to hit something on that day off. And here is the dreaded Sunday. Here is the problem with society. You work really hard 6 days a week. And then Sunday hits. And you watch football for 12 hours. Your greasy, fat little hand is down your pants. You're eating Doritos. You're drinking soda. You're eating B-dubs. You're drinking the other kind of beverage, the alcohol kind, you know. I don't even know if I can say that word on here. They're going to cancel me on YouTube, but it's a health show, so whatever. Khalil Anderson. I'm actually going to argue that point vehemently. Seventh day is the Sabbath, so 6 days is good. BS. I will argue that to the core. You want to go here, Khalil? You want to have a talk about religion? Let's do it. Are you ready? I need a verbal confirmation before I hurt your feelings and shatter your entire world perspective. Khalil, I need a verbal yes, so we'll engage in a conversation. Jared Massey says, LOL. Jennifer says, my 60-year-old husband can bench 250 times 2. He wants your advice for a 315 bench. All right. Jennifer, ask me that question when I'm done with Khalil. Khalil, what day do you celebrate the Sabbath? Tell me. I'm actually really educated. I don't talk like it all the time, but I have a classical education. I was an altar boy for 8 years. Transcribed some stuff in Latin. I got an honors English degree. I've studied a lot of classics, a lot of art, a lot of literature from the Baroque period, from the Renaissance. Saturday, okay, you're good. Because most people will look you in the face and say the Sabbath is on Sunday. And you got to take the day off because it's the Lord's Day, but it's not. It is the Saturday. That's number one. Number two, Khalil, you got to take a day of rest on the Sabbath. Khalil, do you watch TV on Saturday? Yes or no? I'm waiting. I am waiting. Do you what? This is a good lesson for everybody. Do you watch TV on a Saturday? Yes or no? I'm waiting. See, I got you, right? Because I bet you watch a little bit of TV. Yes, but I'm not supposed to. You're right. So you're already breaking the Sabbath. Let's be clear about that. Do you shop on a Saturday? Do you use electricity on a Saturday? Because the Hasidic Jewish population of Toronto, I'll tell you that they don't. In fact, they have their stuff on timers to make sure they don't break the Sabbath. So we're now into a little hypocritical area, right? You're willing to watch TV that forces other people to work. And by the way, watching TV on the Sabbath is no different than shopping on the Sabbath, because you're still encouraging, forcing, getting people to work. You think that football game comes to you free? No, a ton of people got to work for that. Let's be clear. Now I'm going to throw myself under the bus. I ain't the most religious guy, but here is the deal. All right? So Natsari, that's a good point. But are you allowed to watch TV on the Sabbath? You aren't. Other people are working and you're encouraging it. There is a whole slippery slope here. But here's the real thing. It's a day of rest. Is working out for you, and this is throwing me under the bus, is working out for me. I actually probably should not work out on a Sabbath because it's my job. I get paid for this. Like, I've been paid to fight in the UFC. I get paid to do jiu-jitsu. I get paid to work for Men's Health. I get paid for my abs and my shoulders and all those things. I'm actually the one that if I believed in God, as a lot of us know him, or Yahweh or Allah, because I work out on Sunday, and that's kind of what I get paid to do, I'm going down there if that's what I believe in. For what I believe in, Odin is not having me in Valhalla. I'm probably going to the shore of corpses, okay? Let's be clear about that. But if you don't get paid to work out, my grandma Sally, She's allowed to do her gardening on a Sunday, which is when most people celebrate the Sabbath. So let's go with that. My Uncle Bill, no one says nothing to him or watch football. My cousin Dave, no one says anything to him about organizing his Magic the Gathering cards. My brother Jimmy, nobody says anything to him about doing his scrapbooking or doing his not Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy is a wonderful video game and a tremendous Magic the Gathering set. Matty B, what's up? No one says anything about that. But what if working out is my hobby? How about that? Then all of a sudden I'm working and I'm forced to rest. Who here has been paid? Here's the key, Natsari. Have you ever been paid to work out? Is it your job? That's the real question. Is it your job? Have you been paid to do it? That's the real bar. What if it's your hobby? What if you just like it? So it's okay for somebody to do gardening, scrapbooking, Magic the Gathering, fantasy football, but I can't work out? See what I mean? Now, the final thing. There are some people who believe that this is your temple. That this is where the Holy Spirit resides. Y'all call that your temple? Some of you watching this are fit. But some of you other people, you really think the Holy Spirit likes living in that? Like there's some obligation to make yourself as good as you can. Have you guys ever read the parable about the gifts? Right? And I'm paraphrasing right now. I didn't make to make solid religion, but it's actually probably really helpful for people. You know where the dad gives the kids money? Do you know what I'm talking about? And the one goes and buries it in the backyard and does nothing with it. And he gets in the most trouble. That's you. Not working out, not doing anything with your gifts, burying your money in the backyard. That's you. You're the problem. You're the one that parable was written for. Now, the other one goes and spends all his money and tries to invest it and blah, 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 blah. And the dad's not mad because you tried, right? Like you used the gifts you were given and you did something. And then the third, he like turns the money into some types of investments. I'm paraphrasing. I'm breaking this down to real English, right? But he does some investments and stuff. And like the dad's cool with him too. But the person that buried it, that did nothing, that's the problem. That's the toxic individual. That's you not working out. Let's be clear. So back to the script, 7 out of 7 days. And here's the problem with Sunday. People were like, I need a day off. So I'm just going to treat my body like an amusement park, stick my fat, greasy hands down my pants, eat Doritos, drink soda, order B-Dub Wild Wings, eat everything off DoorDash, watch football for 12 hours. Dude, like you're undoing all the work you did all week. Like you got to hit something on that 7th day. That's consistency. Maybe it's going for a walk on that Sunday. You got a problem going for a walk? Like for my religious people here, like Nat Sari, because you seem educated, is going for a walk on a Sunday a problem? Are you allowed to go for a walk? Enjoy the fresh air? Because that could count towards your 100%. I'm not saying you got to crush weights every day, but that could count towards your 100%. Good. Now, eating healthy on a Sunday. I had nachos and cheese on Sunday. The chips were done in coconut oil. The brand's Gilly Loco. They're phenomenal. Organic corn, the whole deal. Real organic cheese, organic peppers, organic chicken on it. That is wildly different from 7-Eleven gas station nachos. Pizza, just because it's Sunday doesn't mean you have to go to Little Caesars or Pizza Hut or Domino's and eat like trash. How about making a pizza at home? How about getting like a real artisan Italian Neapolitan grade pizza certification pizza? How about getting real pasta? You know what I'm saying? You don't have to go in the gutter on a Sunday, and that's what a lot of people do. You don't have to just sit and watch football all day. You could stretch a little bit while you watch football. So I'm just saying, y'all can't, even if you do 6 days a week and you throw it in the garbage on a Sunday, like you're not hitting even close to 100%. And again, y'all want that Michael B. Jordan body. Y'all want that Henry Cavill body. You want that Jason Statham body. And you think on Sunday you could just act like a donkey. Like, get out of here, man. And I'm not even asking you to suffer. Like, when's the last time you went to a Gordon Ramsay? Speaking of donkeys, because he loves calling people donkeys. I went to Gordon Ramsay's Hell's Kitchen restaurant in Vegas. It was a tremendous experience. I wasn't looking at the apps. I'm like, hey, Gordon, do you have some Cheetos? You have some Doritos? You have a 7-Eleven hot dog? You have some cardboard pizza for me, Gordon? I don't want this Michelin star menu. No, I'm not even asking you to eat bad. Just stop treating your body like an amusement park and throwing stuff in the gutter. Khalil, you are right. I'm glad. Thank you for converting to the Church of Bobby Maximus. We believe in the one true God, Odin, the All-Father. All right? Now, and Thor and Loki and Vanagander. Fenrir is, you might know him as, but my people call him Vanagander. Anyway, okay. So we've established the consistency thing. That's number one. Number two, you gotta have some intensity. At some point showing up, I am sorry, it's just not enough. You gotta suffer. You gotta push a little bit. You gotta work hard. That's it. You are correct. I like you. Keep coming back to my lives. And Khalil, Odin and Thor and Loki, they really have nothing to do with Marvel. Like, yeah, I get it. They're Marvel characters. You would know this as Norse mythology. But I am talking actually the old gods. All right? Talking about the realms. Like, no Marvel stuff. Like, I'm talking real, actual history. All right? Okay. Yeah, not sorry. You can come back anytime. A sloppy body is a symptom of a sloppy life. I couldn't agree more. Now, at some point, showing up's not enough. So secret number one was consistency. Now we're on number two. Showing up's not enough. You got to do more. You absolutely have to do more. You got to dig deep. You got to push your limits. You got to be uncomfortable. Now, I'm not saying you got to be thrown up every day. You don't have to do the David Goggins thing. You don't have to find your soul or see Jesus, like whatever you're going to do. I almost stuttered there. I stutter sometimes. But you got to push yourself. You got to be uncomfortable. That's Harry. Thank you. It's not enough to just show up. You have to do more. So one thing I recommend is every day, do something little to go a little harder, a little further. Put yourself in an uncomfortable position. Add a little bit of weight. The art of suffering is right, Matty B. Do something to make yourself deal with comfort. Michael Easter, a really good friend of mine, wrote a great book called The Comfort Crisis. People just want to be comfortable. You got to sweat a little bit. You got to bleed for it a little bit. That's number two. That's the easy one. I just want you to go a little bit harder. Okay? Let's be clear. That's all. Number three. You ready? Number three. This is the real secret. This is the secret sauce. This is the pinnacle, the apex, the climax of the life. You got to want it. I actually don't even think you got to want it. That's wrong. I take that back. I put it out there. I take it back. Because everybody wants it, right? You got to value it. Valuing it is the key 100%. If you find value in it, you will do it again and again and again. So what you got to do, you got to do some introspection. You got to do the tough work. You got to do some psychology. You got to go see your psychologist, your therapist, your shrink. You got to find your why. You know who really, really, really gets fit? The middle-aged man, the middle-aged woman that gets divorced. Because they're back on the market. They find their why like that. I've seen it time and time and time and time again. They find their why like that. The 50-year-old that has a heart attack changes their life completely if they're lucky enough to survive it. The person who gets cancer changes their life completely if they're lucky enough to survive it. You see, you got to find your why. You got to dig deep down and find it. And when you find your why, that will allow you to have consistency every day. You know why you're inconsistent? Because you don't have a why. You know why you're not going hard? Because you don't have a why. When you have a why, you will go to the ends of the earth to make it happen. So you got to find your why. So there's your 3 tips. Consistency, intensity, find your why. What were you expecting me to say? Eat more goji berries and use a super special machine and do isometrics? Like what do you think Bobby Maximus was going to tell you? To take TRT? To pray? To read some super secret workout or Ozempic or buy my workout program? No. My workout program is stellar. There are links to it in my bio on YouTube. It's a ladder program. It's incredible. Like, you want good programming, that's where it is. But if you think I'm even going to tell you that, no. Like, I'd like to. I want to sell you on it. It's the best program you'll ever do. But it's consistency, it's intensity, it's finding your why. Then you start stacking up some great nutrition stuff, a great program like mine, some motivate. Man, what a change you will make. John David, Navy SEALs, said to sit in a warm room with a hot black cup of coffee was heaven to them in Bud's training. Something so simple. You are right. We don't realize how easy we have it, and suffering is a bit of a good thing. You are right. It puts things in perspective. Alexander Pope said, and I'm paraphrasing, there was a whole theory of this in literature in the 1500s, that without hell, you couldn't know what heaven is. It's a thing. Alexander Pope, look it up. Classical education, by the way, Bobby Maximus, a.k.a. Robert McDonald. Nat Seri, got to have a why. Men always need a purpose. Without a purpose and strength, men will sink into the pit of depression. So will women. It's not unique, man. We're all the same. We all need a purpose. We all need a why. So there you go. There is your secret. The MRFer, because I can't say that word on here. They'll cancel my algorithm or take away my account or some nonsense. The MRFer secret revealed. Normally, I would just say the full word, by the way. You know how I roll. If you go to my IG, my other socials, all that stuff, you'll get the real me, you know. But that's that. Facts, Nat Seri. Listen, this has been an awesome live. Energy filled. This is the kind of stuff that fills my buckets. I love you all. Thank you for tuning in. Listen, subscribe, supers, memberships to the channel. Share this stuff with all your friends. I'm genuinely here to help. If I was hard on you today, it's because you need it. You know what I mean? I'm just here telling you the straight facts and the straight truth. Because I want you to be better. You, and I genuinely believe this, you deserve it. If every single person in this world was more fulfilled, was happier, enjoyed their life, did the things that brought them pleasure without hurting other people, do you know how good this world would be? Bella Barbie, thank you very much. I'm always straightforward and knowledgeable. Just tell it like it is. Like, think about that. If every single person was happier, if every single person did what makes them happy, and I don't even care what makes you happy. Like, do you. Like, enjoy stuff. Again, don't hurt people. So, like, something like, oh, here we go. The Edge of Eternities. Go collect Magic the Gathering cards. Awesome. Play your fantasy football if that makes you happy. Garden if that makes you happy. Go buy a motorcycle if that makes you happy, right? Take 30 minutes every day and watch that show that brings you a lot of joy. I don't know, like whatever you're into, as long as it's like not hurting other people. You know what I mean? Like if you're enjoying yourself, no one's a victim, everyone's happy. I mean, man, you and your partner are into swinging or whatever, like go have fun. Explore your boundaries. Get some excitement in your life. Like, I don't care. Watch The Hunting Wives. You know? Read some fairy smut or whatever it is. Pickleball. Yeah, go play pickleball. I make fun of it. I roast it. But, like, what a great activity. I actually like it. I played a couple of times. It's pretty fun. But go do that. Play pickleball. Nothing wrong with a good mutual combat fight either. You know what I mean? Like, just enjoy your life and have fun. If everybody focused a little bit more on that, we'd have a better life. And you know what? You deserve that. You deserve to be happy. You deserve to look in the mirror and love what you see staring back at you. You deserve to feel good for the inside out. You deserve to take pride in your labors, in your efforts. Singing, dancing, muscleman, it's a real thing. Like, it is massive business. Like, I'm big in the fantasy world. Like I said, I play a lot of Magic the Gathering. You can see here, right? We got Pokemon. We got Lord of the Rings up here. We got Harry Potter. Like, dude, I am really, really, really into nerdy things. And this fairy stuff, it is like a genre. It is like a massive, massive, massive genre. You have no idea. Like, genuinely. You know what I mean? If you like it, awesome. My point is, I am here to help you. I want you, Google it, to live your best life and enjoy. One more thing. I know we live in this hustle and grind mentality. I know we got people that say you're a POS. If you wake up, like if you sleep in. I sleep in all the time. I don't wake up to an alarm clock. I know there are people that you got to rise and grind. You got to go full tilt, all gas, no brakes, blah, 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 blah. You know what my best advice to you is? And we're going to end the live with this. I want you to take 1 hour a day. Run the percentages of that for me, please. What is 1 divided by 24 times 100? I want the exact number. I want some decimal points too. Run that for me. 1 divided by 24 times 100. I want the percent of 1 hour in a day. Come on, I'm waiting. I need help here. This needs to be scientifical. 4.16 repeating, of course. Leroy Jenkins. Okay, here's the deal. I watched Leroy Jenkins videos. Leroy Jenkins is one of the greatest cultural moments of our generation. But here's the deal. Take 4.1% of your day. Do you realize how absurdly small that is? And do something frivolous and enjoying. Sorry. Do something frivolous that you really enjoy. You know what it is for me lately? Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild, and the Switch 2. Just take an hour, unplug, and enjoy yourself. That's it. Wow, right? Bobby, I thought you were like one of these AlphaCon guys. No, do never group me with these guys again. I'm not a wolf. I'm not a lion. I'm not a megalodon shark, a Tyrannosaurus Rex. SF, what do you mean SF? San Francisco or Special Forces? Here. I know, hustle, grind, blah, 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 blah. An hour a day, 4.16% repeating, of course, to enjoy yourself and doing something frivolous that you just love and brings you joy. That's it. So IFYHGUH, I've actually worked with almost every tier 1 asset in the military. I've worked with SEALs. I've worked with Delta. I've worked with Orange. I've worked with Gray. I've worked with Asymmetric Warfare Group. They've since had their colors cased. I've worked with the Rangers. I've been on Benning. I've been on Hunter Airfield. I've been on Lewis. I've been at Fort Meade. I've been at Fort Belvoir. I've done a lot of stuff. I'm not military myself, but I've worked with these guys, done some education contracting work. So, yeah, happen to know a few things. If you send me a DM on my IG, I'm available to hire for one-on-one consulting and programming. Alex B, go for a jog and walk through the park unplugged. Beautiful. Anyway, you guys want to get a hold of me? At Bobby Maximus on the IG. Drop me a DM. Tell me you saw me in the live. Tell me what you're looking for. I am available for one-on-one consulting and hiring when it comes to Volcanon. I got my ladder program. There's stuff out here. Like, I ain't hard to find. You can also go into your bathroom at midnight, turn the lights off, and say Bobby Maximus into the mirror 5 times, but I'm not responsible for what happens to you. So that's it. Live is over. And on that note, I'm going to do some frivolous stuff. Breath of the Wild, FTW. It's going to be awesome. But Bella Barbie, there ain't no LMAO. You do not want Bobby Maximus appearing behind you in a dark bathroom. Could be really, really scary. Like some Candyman level scary. Can you imagine I had that power? But like my power would be like, drop and give me 90 burpees right now. Coroner would come. This person died from death-induced exercise or exercise-induced death. Billionaire Faith, welcome back to the show. All the fire emojis, thank you. Today's show was fire. I need more fire emojis. Today's show was stellar. Me just running my mouth, but I love you all. I want you to have a great night. I am bald, like some of the most beautiful men in the world. Jason Statham, The Rock, Johnny Sins, Bobby Maximus, Rick Trey. There we go. It's been a blast. I'm just having fun. I love being the real me, talking smack, enjoying. There we go. I am going to do, Jennifer, thank you. I'm going to go do some Breath of the Wild. Who's a Breath of the Wild player, by the way? I am currently trying to build Terrytown. This is my second time through the game. Don't laugh at me. I haven't been stuck on Terrytown since like 2016. Don't be ridiculous. But I bought the Switch 2. I got the upgraded version of Breath of the Wild. I'm playing through again. I absolutely love it. But I'm currently talking to Hudson. I'm trying to get through Terrytown. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you should. Breath of the Wild is a marvelous, marvelous, just rich, indulgent game. So, yeah, that is me. And that's it. It's all I got. Justin, there's always one of you clowns here. You know? So, that's it. That's all I got, guys. On that note, let's peace out. Breath of the Wild, Terrytown incoming. Thank you for everyone for your positivity. Thank you for everyone that managed to make a positive comment. Thank you for everybody for the interesting questions. Thank you for allowing me into your world for a little bit, for an hour tonight. This has been a great live. Thank you for listening. And most of all, thank you for your effort. If you focus on making yourself happier, if you focus on making yourself better, if you focus on those things, you will be happy. And if you're happy and another person does it and another person does it and another person does it, we will live an absolute amazing, amazing, amazing life. So thank you all. And to all the trolls, like this guy, Justin, we had some other people call me bald. We had some other people comment at the start. Let's see. Are you vaxxed? I'm taking a dump. Like, honestly, is that what you came here to do? There's a lesson in this. I'm actually going to end the live with this. I keep saying that, but it's interesting. You're watching a live. I want you to put this in perspective. You're watching a live that's focused on self-betterment. You're watching a live that's literally giving you the instruction manual on how to better your life. You're watching a live where 99% of comments are positive, where people want to learn. And you got to be the class clown. That says a lot about your character. And genuinely, from the bottom of my heart, I used to get mad at people like that. I used to get mad at people that played the class clown. I used to get mad at people that made the comments. I used to get mad that the people that like think they're making a funny joke. There was a guy, Old Natty, on here. He's always saying negative stuff. And the truth is, I feel sorry for these people. I feel bad. If I was the praying type, I would pray for them. Because imagine the misery. Imagine the unhappiness. Imagine the emptiness that that person must feel. And genuinely, I don't want that for you. I want you to be happy. I want you to be positive. I want you to take pride in what you do. I want you, if someone took all the comments, because if you do this to me on YouTube, you do it to other people, you do it on Reddit, you do it from behind a fake profile. Imagine someone was to read those comments to your kids, your mom, your grandma, your partner. Someone was evaluating you and sat you down on TV and read through a history of your comments. You know how awful that would feel? I just want you to think about that for a minute. Like genuinely. How bad that would feel. Because you might, giving you the benefit of the doubt, because I'm feeling really empathetic today, you might not even realize how bad what you're doing sounds. You might not realize like how it comes across, how you're being perceived or viewed. So just be positive. If every one of us contributed positively to society, just did one thing a day to make the world better. How about a kind comment? Bobby, that was a great live. Thank you for the effort you put in. Hey, Nat Sari, you've added a lot of positivity and energy to the show today. Thank you for coming by. I really value your words. Thank you for giving me a new perspective on something. If everyone did that to everyone, imagine where this world would be. Be a different world. Anyway, on that note, that's a good time to go quest in Hyrule. I love you all. Thanks for a great live. Subscribe, supers, notifications, all the things. Like the live stream. Abella Barbie, thank you very much. And that's positive. That's what I love right there. I like you, Abella. You seem like a really awesome person. Where do you go to law school, by the way? And good luck on that. I've got a lot of friends who went through law school who are lawyers. Not an easy process. You must be a bright, intelligent, industrious human. I say human because I don't know if you're male, female. I assume Abella Barbie, you're female, but I don't like, everyone has different Instagram names and handles and stuff like that. Las Vegas, beautiful. I'm in Las Vegas next weekend for the World Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Championships. It's going to be a blast for the Masters. But yeah, law school takes a lot of hard work, a lot of energy, a lot of effort. So do me a favor, pat yourself on the back. I know at times it can get hard. I know at times it probably seems overwhelming, even if you won't admit it. Pat yourself on the back and smile. You're really doing something. And that goes for everybody in here. So I love you all. Have a great night. You know where to find me here on my other socials. I ain't hard to find. Go crush it.